I painted outdoors every week to capture fall in the Smoky Mountains. Driving to a new place to paint is both exciting and terrifying. I'm never sure what I'll see. Will I be inspired? Will I be able to paint? Will I find something that makes a good composition? Will I be able to do it justice? All of these questions race through my mind as I begin to notice the light, the shadows, and be really present in a place.
Beautiful! Wow, this is great! Oh my goodness!
Obviously, I was pleasantly surprised to be invited to this winery to paint. It was far more beautiful than I could have imagined. In places that are so pretty, I find it hard to pick one thing to paint. They had a beautiful fountain outside of their home, the Smokies in the distance, a beautiful distillery under the porch, and then rolling hills with perfectly spaced hay bales. I could have spent a week here and never run out of things to paint. I finally decided on painting this outdoor covered area. I wanted a bit of the farm life captured with something that wasn't perfectly curated. There was a few old trucks, cars, parts of machinery, but in the background there were still stunning mountains and the dead vines of the winery that had called it quits for the year as fall rolled in. I love the story this scene told, and I hope to capture that in my work.
I am on my way to go meet some friends out in the Smoky Mountains. The coordinates were the most mysterious I've ever seen. So I'm excited to see the spot. I'm excited to paint in the Smokies. I have not yet, so I'm really excited to drive out to the mountains today and hopefully see something quite pretty and get a painting that needs to go in a gallery that's upcoming featuring all of my plein air work. And yeah, so let's get to the Smoky Mountains. Woo!
Since painting last week at the winery, the color is already becoming so much more vibrant and changing fast.
Where am I going? This is right? This is not right! This is not right!
Not to worry, I did finally figure out the right way to go, and it was so worth it. I wanted to be a bit more impressionistic here and be sure to capture the feeling. It was in the upper 30s as I arrived, and the wind was blowing hard. Little did I know at the time, a hailstorm was heading my way, but it led to some brilliant light carving out the folds in the distant mountains.
Start that this morning?
Yeah.
Take some time.
Yeah, it'll take a few hours and then we'll be good to go.
I said it's hard to capture because I said even when you take pictures, it doesn't do it justice.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you look at the pictures and then you look at how you remember it in your mind, it's like...
I know, the pictures tend to make it all a little short.
Yeah.
Not as vibrant and beautiful.
Right.
I locked in and began painting as crowds of tourists slowly stopped by and watched for a while. People watching brings both positive and negative interactions, but I try to just stay focused on my mission, capturing fall in the Smokies. I try to be kind and personable while still trying to work fast. I don't mind people watching, and sometimes people will even set up lawn chairs behind me. I just try to roll with it and hope that in the process, maybe people can see our world in a new light and appreciate the natural spaces we must protect. Without protection of public lands and national parks, this view wouldn't even exist. When I work, I imagine the ancient people that walked on this land, the animals that live and rely on these places, and even myself who can easily forget how beautiful our world is. Views like this are inspiring, but even a lone tree in a yard can capture the light through the leaves in the same exact way. Nature keeps us alive, so we must be sure to keep it alive. I always wonder if people understand that when they look at my art, if they can feel the same things I do. Perhaps I'll never know the answer to that thought, but one can dream.
gorgeous.
Thank you.
Wow. That one's good.
I appreciate it. I think you guys are getting friends. Little windy. Thank you. Yeah. I was painting with friends here, and visitors always like to walk around and compare paintings. It is not a competition at all. There isn't really a way to rank artistic expression and your personal voice. All art is valuable, but it is really fun to see people get excited over my work. I'm really glad I can make people feel something and hopefully open the door to a new perspective.
Well, that was painting in the Smokies. I had so much of fun, and a group of visitors coming by was like looking at everybody's painting, and they stopped by and they're like, yours gets the blue ribbon, and that is so nice. And I think it's so good to realize that like beauty's in the eye of the beholder, because someone else walked by and went, ooh, did you even look at what you're painting? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, oh, well, it looks like spring, not fall. So maybe you should fix that. So like everybody's a critic. There's gonna be people who think your painting's the best and people who think that you don't deserve to paint at all. So I had fun. I like the painting, and it's going to a gallery where hopefully more people like the painting.
And another week passed, and I'm heading out again. Fall is nearly over now, and it was a very foggy and dreary morning. The sun burned away the fog, and the morning was stunning. The way the dappled light hit this barn and danced across the street had me so excited to paint this piece. My exhibition had already been hung, so it couldn't be included, but I took it on the news the following day to promote my solo show.
Welcome back to Living East Tennessee. Well, she's creating beautiful art that she's sharing with East Tennesseans, and here to share more is Bethany Stahl, and we learn more about her upcoming exhibit, A Moment in Time. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
I will see you in the next vlog.